Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Making this video as a form of therapy for myself, if that makes any sense. This is not diet related or fitness or anything like that, but I feel like I need somebody to talk to about this, and so I decided to make this video. Sorry about the way I look. It's raining here. I have on one of these like really big oversized cozy, I don't know, I'm just feeling like I need like a hug. And so this is what I put on, and you guys are like family to me. So anyway, let's get on to this video. So a little bit of history about myself if you are new to my channel. I have discussed in a video probably over a year ago, maybe even more, that I went through anxiety. And it's so strange because I noticed that it was kind of related to caffeine, and I cut caffeine out of my diet a long time ago and really haven't had any anxiety since then. I used to get like panic attacks and things like that, and it started out at work, and finally I correlated it to the caffeine. So when I kicked that, then, you know, everything was great. But I do have this weird fear of fainting, and that will never go away. I have tried 1,000,000,001 things to get rid of it, and, you know, when I have lack of sleep, when that's probably one of my biggest triggers is lack of sleep and lack of hydration. So to make a long story short, today we went to a wake, and I have always been a very intuitive person. I felt that throughout my life I've been very intuitive, and you know, working in a hospital with patients that have been dying, I can almost, if it makes any sense without sounding really weird, I like feed into that energy. I am very, very empathetic. If I see somebody sad or upset or a patient dying, things like that, I feel that energy as if it were like a blanket. I don't know how to explain it. As if there was like some heavy presence over me. I can't explain it. Every time I go to a cemetery for a funeral, things like that, for some weird reason, I literally am drawn to gravestones, and I can like walk around a cemetery and feel like despair or sickness. I don't know. I can't explain it. We've been there's a cemetery not far from here where my husband's uncle was buried about a year ago. And I had this overwhelming sense after the funeral, like, to start moving around. And I was drawn to certain stones, and I felt like what this person died from. Oh my God. I know I sound crazy, guys. It turned out the ones I was drawn to were really young, like Vietnam vets and military people. And strangely enough, like, I just started bawling in this cemetery, and I could feel and almost tell you what the person's name was. Like, it's so strange. I don't know. So moving forward to today, we went to this wake. And as soon as we walked into the funeral home, I get that sense, like that heavy blanket, like this, like on top of me, feeling. And, you know, it's nothing unusual to me, although it can be kind of eerie. So we sat down, we listened to the mass and whatnot. Now, keep in mind, the person whose wake we were at, I have no idea who they are. It was my husband's colleague's sister that passed away. So I went to support, Jess and I went to support this girl that he works with. And again, I don't know this person, but right away I get that feeling. And, you know, we sat through the mass, and then at the end, you know, we went up to see the family, and I literally was standing in front of the casket and got that feeling again. And I started to feel like oh my God, this is going to sound so crazy. Almost like her presence was trying to reach me. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I could feel, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Long story short, I get lightheaded, and I'm standing there, and I'm holding onto Jess's arm, and I'm like looking around, and I can't stop this feeling from behind me, like a big blanket over me. And so I politely excused myself, and I went outside to get some air. And a million things were going through my head. And oh my God, I don't want to say I heard voices, because that sounds ridiculous. But it's almost like the person that died was trying to somehow communicate with me. Guys, believe me, I know this sounds crazy, and I hope this doesn't make a lot of you stray, because I sound psychotic, right? But it's true. And I have been trying to express this for so long, and I don't really know how to put it into words, so I'm putting it into a video because I'm alone right now, and I just needed to talk, because I'm sitting here, and you know, I got nauseous, I got lightheaded, I got that feeling. I could like almost like I don't know. Guys, I don't know. When I was growing up, my grandma, God bless her soul, was very intuitive. Like, our family used to kid around and call her the witch. And as I grew up, I kind of had the same thing. I've had premonitions. I've had dreams that came true. And I'm talking in detail, where I wrote things down in a book, a dream journal, and they've happened. I've prophetically had dreams with airlines, with flight numbers, wrote them down, and hence they come true. Excuse me. I don't know where this comes from, and I try to dismiss it sometimes, but as I've gotten older, I've kind of just really taken it for what it is. But today was like literally like a weird thing, because I got physically ill while this feeling was happening. The nausea, I was in tears, like I don't know. So I'm just wondering if any of you out there have any clue what I'm talking about. If you've heard of this, if you are like this, if, you know, I don't know. I don't try to dismiss it, although I have tried to do that. Like, am I like psychic? Is that where I'm going with this? You know, I feel like I'm a really good judge of character. Like, when I meet people right from the get-go, I can kind of get a vibe, and I can tell right away if, like, this is gonna sound weird, if it's like a normal situation. I'm very intuitive, and it maybe the nurse in me with, you know, body language. I look at everything. Like, I look at the body language, the eye contact, just the demeanor, the vibe. So I have that. And my grandma was the same way. And we used to kid around. They used to call her the witch. Like, there's moments where all of a sudden something pops into my head, and 2 seconds later, the phone rings, it's that person. Or, you know, I'll call Jess and be like, hey, you almost home? And he's like, oh my God, I'm like literally down the street. Like, how did you know? Or, you know, simple things like that. Or there was times where I would have this weird vibe not to take a certain way home from work, and then later find out that there was like a bad accident. It's just intuitive, but I don't know if it's like a phobia with certain things, like the fainting. You know, when I go to cemeteries, when I go to funeral homes, I don't like wakes. I don't like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that's just a long history of nursing with death. You know, it's very sad, and I know it's part of life, but like there's this sensation I get like a blanket, like some heavy presence is over me, and I almost can feel and hear the thoughts of these dead people, if that makes any sense. I have many times been in rooms with my patients when they have expired, and I have held hands, and I have cried with them, and I have been in a room alone with them when their family wasn't there and saw them take their last breath. I have cleaned people that have just passed and made them presentable for their families, and I would not trade that for the world, because nobody should be alone when they die. But I always get that sensation, so I don't know what that is. So that's my goal with talking to you guys about it, because it's a little unsettling sometimes. Like this, for some reason, I can't shake what happened today, and I'm trying to do that, and I don't know. I feel physically touched. Physically, like, I don't know. It's weird. Another story that I have not really told many people, but I will tell you because it kind of correlates to this. After I had my son Kevin, I had several pregnancy losses, and one of them was a single pregnancy. The other were twin girls, and I lost one baby of the twins, and then like maybe a month later, the other one I lost. And with all of these losses, I was in my 20s at the time, and I got very depressed. And I remember I was laying in bed, and it was early morning, but I was awake. My husband went to work, and I'm laying there, and I feel somebody sit down on the bed next to me and like rub my back. And I swear I thought it was Kevin, you know, my son. And he was little at the time. And but it felt like a heavier, you know, like I thought it was my husband. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't hear, you know, we had when the doors opened and closed, it would beep. And I didn't hear that. So I was like, that's odd. So as I'm rolling over to talk to who I thought was my husband, there was nobody there. And I know I felt that, and I know I felt somebody rub my back, and I know I was awake. I was just laying on my side, like kind of looking around, and I was instantly, literally, like relieved of the depression that I was going through with the loss of these pregnancies. And I got up, and I took a shower, and I got dressed, and I called my mom, and I was crying, and I'm just like, something happened. I don't know what it was, but, you know, I feel a peace about it, and I don't know, was that an angel? Was that, you know, one of the babies? Like, honestly, I don't know, but the only thing I can tell you was I physically felt it. And I, to this day, think that it was either an angel, a spirit, you know, maybe my grandparents, I don't know. But I believe in stuff like that, and I have seen so many patients, you know, when they're dying, literally ones that couldn't, you know, that were nonverbal, that couldn't communicate. Oh my God, like I could cry. Like they lay in bed and they look up to the ceiling and they look around, and like I've seen some like reach up and things like that, and it literally looks like somebody's coming to take them, like an angel. And then they peacefully die, and I'm thinking like there has to be more to this life. And I don't know, maybe that's where this comes from. I don't know. Please, somebody out there, put a comment below and let me know what you think. And just, I'm having a really emotional day, guys. It's like there's a part of me that wants to say like, you're nuts, Lori, but at the same time, excuse me, I believe in this stuff. Oh my goodness, excuse me. And I don't want to say that I'm crazy, because I know I'm not crazy. But people might think I'm nuts because, you know, oh my God, I got to sneeze again. Hold on. But this is what's happening to me. And I'm getting choked up because I really don't know who to go with this. I should just probably let it be, and that's the way it is, but like I feel like I need to express it. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. It's 15 minutes worth. I'm sorry, but yeah, if any of you know or have had any kind of experiences like this, I would love to know and see how you deal with it. The physical symptoms of, you know, being lightheaded and nauseous and weepy and wanting to kind of express what I think I'm like hearing, like from somebody that's passed on, you know, like almost like a telepathic, I don't know. All right, guys. I know I'm tired, but I know that that has nothing to do with it. This is something that happens to me. So, like I said, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry if I come across loony. I'm really not, guys, I swear. But this is just a part of me, and I've really never expressed it, especially on YouTube. But I just feel the need to, and I don't know why. So, all right, guys, that's my little bib for tonight. And thank you for listening and for being so supportive and for just being there. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful night. I look forward to reading your comments. Help me, guys. Have a great night. I love you. Bye.